Been a long time, I shouldn't have left you. Return of the boxing guru. I'm coming with so much flavor. I'm also known as the WilderHater, but my videos here to please you. It's under the microscope here to teach you. You with the one and only boxing guru, aka WilderHater. For this episode of Under the Microscope, we're gonna focus in on Deontay Wilder's return. There's a rumor being said that Deontay Wilder is returning in the springtime of 2022 after his WBC ruling to suspend him after his knockout loss against Tyson Fury this past weekend. It's a good news to hear that Deontay Wilder is going to continue his boxing career. It's good for the sport of boxing because Deontay Wilder definitely brings excitement to the sport. He's definitely one of a kind. Yeah, it was an electrifying, bizarre fight in my opinion. That's my take on it. I was looking for Deontay Wilder to win this fight, the trilogy fight. I thought him and Malik Scott was definitely going to be ready for this. He came out in the first round, as I expected, real aggressive, real assertive to establish his power and his uniqueness. He did good in the first round. He won the first round going away. By the look on Tyson Fury's face, he was in shock. Round two, Deontay came out with some of the same stuff, but he was slowing down just a little bit and standing straight up. Deontay definitely has to work on his fundamental skills if he's definitely going to continue his boxing career. I love what I saw, but I had mixed feelings because I just knew Deontay could pull his fight off. No matter what everybody said, he couldn't box. It was an easy fight for him and Malik Scott because that's all Deontay had to do was just land the target, his punches, his powerful punches to Fury's chest and body, and then wait for Fury to try to bull in, and Deontay could have took him out with straight long shots like he did in round four when Fury tried to bull in and Wilder hit him with a straight right, but it wasn't fully extended. That's why Fury was able to get up. If Deontay had set that up better as far as going to the body with him leading with his aggressiveness, it would have definitely stopped Fury. And once he had Fury down, he definitely would have finished him because he would have landed punches to the body instead of swinging at the top. He got too anxious to get him out of there. I think that's why Deontay Wilder was kind of fatigued throughout the majority of the rounds, because he was fatigued. Plus, he started being too anxious to get him out instead of believing in the tactic that was set. Hit the body, then the head will follow after that. But if Deontay ever mastered that, like I said, when none of the heavyweights of this generation beat him, that would be a process him and Malik Scott need to work on. But the first thing Deontay Wilder needs to do in his return match, like I predicted, I think I made a video about 11 months ago where I predicted Deontay Wilder should start his own promotional company, Browns Bombers. He probably already had that. And start an 8-man tournament. I don't know if that number is exact 8-man. It could be at least a 4 to 8-man tournament, 4, 6, or 8. It depends on the schedule of Tyson Fury and AJ and Usyk fight. So Deontay want to stay busy, and he want to be able to implement the PBC heavyweights into the equation, because if he implement those into the equation, he can reinvent himself. He can be the prize trophy on the PBC side. If anybody's able to knock him off in the 8-man tournament, or 4 to 6 to 8-man tournament, it will make them an instant star, where they might have a chance to fight Fury or AJ or Usyk. But in the process, this will create a lot of buzz on the other side while Deontay get a chance to sharpen his skills back up and get back motivated, because him and Malik Scott definitely needs a couple more fights up under them before Deontay be at his best. because Deontay was looking at it in a couple of the rounds, but he went back to his tendency, because a lot of fighters and fans has to understand it's muscle memory. You know, a fighter goes back to what they know instead of, you know, following the new strategy if they haven't done it long enough. Deontay definitely need more practice with that. The new found love of boxing, and that 8-man tournament would be nice. He can use Andy Ruiz, that's a top name. He can use Adam Konowski after his beat down he took against Robert Helenius. You definitely got to put the Nightmare in there. Robert Helenius, that'll be 3 participants. Charles Martin, that'll be 4 participants right there. And then you have to put Frank Sanchez. You can get the Cuban sensation, Frank Sanchez, who just upset F.A. Ajaba on the co-feature of Wilder Fury 3. So that would be, what would that be, 4 or 5 participants? And then you can find another one, King Kong. You can re-emerge King Kong, because you can mix and match a few of those fighters. And then if they can get to the semifinals, then they can fight off. Then they can rejuvenate themselves. If I was Deontay Wilder, I would contact Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel and definitely put that together. Because if Deontay Wilder is going to continue his career, he has to map it out carefully. These are the words of the one and only boxing guru, aka WilderHater, for another anointed messenger for Deontay Wilder. Because this will be perfect for him to get back. He can be the promoter, getting some of the money, and definitely he can be working on building his reputation as the second best heavyweight championship, and hopefully he can get another shot at Fury, but I doubt that. Fury probably don't want that smoke anymore. It probably would be AJ. So in my opinion, it's definitely best if Deontay follow these rules if he want to continue his boxing career, because it definitely will make a big difference for him and the boxing community over on the PBC side, because they definitely has to do something, because ESPN and Frank Warren's side and Eddie Hearns is definitely taking over, because they have the 2 top heavyweights right now, Usyk and Tyson Fury. So in my opinion, this tournament would be perfect for Deontay Wilder. A lot of the Wilder Nation fans got mad at me when I put this up 11 months ago, when Deontay Wilder first lost to Tyson Fury in that second fight. But this is definitely perfect. It might have been too soon at that time, but now is the perfect time for Deontay Wilder to start his tournament and to have his name on it, just to generate the buzz. I'm hoping this can go down and go in effect. It definitely should take off in the Barclays Center, because you definitely can have a lot of fans there, because Deontay Wilder and Adam Konowski, because you can resurge Adam Konowski back into the heavyweight picture after his 2 consecutive defeats against the Nightmare Robert Helenius. So this is very important for PBC heavyweight boxing over there, because like I said, you know, they got to do something to generate, and why not use Deontay Wilder as the trophy? If you can beat me, you are next to be the man. But if you can't, I can get another chance. Maybe it might be my last dance. But Deontay Wilder definitely needs to think about putting his name on a tournament, 4 to 6 or 8-man tournament, based on the schedule of AJ and Fury, to make boxing lit again. These are the words for the one and only boxing guru for this episode of Under the Microscope. Deontay Wilder's 4 to 8-man tournament.
Subscribe to me if you want more of the Boxing Guru Show.